Hey Jumbo, how's everybody doing? I hope this thing is recording the right way here. Been messing with a couple of buttons here. Trying to adjust this. Just want to make a quick video here. I've been making a few more other videos, posting them about just traveling at work, doing different things. I know it's been some people been wondering about me, where I've been, what I've been up to. I do live in Wichita Falls, Texas. This is where I was born, and I moved from here in like '85 in 6th grade to Lawton, Oklahoma. But this is where I was born and raised to that point, and then even after that, I've never really left here. But this is where me, my wife, Cynthia and Gonyo, my 2 children, Malika Mary McFadden, Jabali John McFadden. This is where we received for the present time. We're in the process of getting ready to migrate to Nairobi, Kenya. That is where my wife is from. When God says it's time, we will be out of here. And we're in the preparation phase right now. According to God's word and his will, we trust in and believe in. And I will speak about that a little later. The point of this video, God willing, was just to, I run into a lot of people who, they ask me certain different questions. When I'm at work, when I'm on the road, I run into a lot of homeless people. A lot of people, who, always hanging around the truck stops in different places, and I find like that's an opportunity, I believe, a window of opportunity where God always allows me to express some of his testimony. And I ran into a guy in Beaumont, Texas, and long story short, to get to the main point, after we talked for a while, I got an opportunity to express God's testimony to him, what changed my life around, how God changed my life around. And give you a little history of some, before I begin on that. I had a cousin who was old enough to be an uncle, Uncle Clifford, cousin Clifford. And he was in the reserves, and he used to always, once a month, he would travel to Oklahoma City or Tulsa, somewhere around that way, to do his monthly weekend reserve, whatever they do on the weekends, trainings or whatever. And at this point in time, this was in the mid-90s, in the mid-90s. And my mom would always know where I was at. I always kept in contact with my mom, no matter where I was at. She always knew where I was at. Just a part of my game at that time. And she would always let him know, where I was at. And he would always stop during those point in time, and them point in times, I would always be in Lawton, because I had a few places I would be, like Arlington or Wichita Falls or somewhere different. And but every time he'd come through Lawton, I was always there. This, not every time, but like 3 different times. And every time he'd come by, he'd always talk to me about God. He'd stop by there. I'm selling drugs and everything, but he'd come right to the spot, talk to me about God, and how I need to read the Bible, and I need to give my life to God, and and just different things about God. He always take the time to speak to me about it, and I'd always show him respect. I'd always show him respect and listen. I'd sit there and listen to him. But in my mind, I was always thinking and saying, like, okay, man, if I make $1 million, I'll go to prison. I have a time to really sit down and read the Bible and figure the Bible out and see what God is really about. You know, I went to a church a few times as a kid growing up. You know, I knew, you know, what church was, and I thought I really believed that I believed in God, and I feared God. I believed in that. Even like on Sundays, you know, me and my homeboys, we would we try not to cuss so much on Sundays. You know, we do things because we had a little bit of reverence of God, you know, and it's just the way we kind of grew up that way.